What's poppin', y'all? Looks like the updates are really quick on Top 5 because Top 5, and we're getting the extent of his injuries. They said he got stabbed in the neck, which is horrifying to think. And it's really even more surprising to see that he survived. I'm telling y'all, it's like them Somali genetics, them dudes is built different. Like they look skinny and just frail, but yo, dog, this guy's survived many, many things. And this being at the top of the list. But he was talking to Akademiks, who, if you guys don't really know the extent of their relationship, Akademiks really did a lot of content on Toronto, starting off with Top 5 and spreading out, and showed a lot of love to the city. I think it was partially because of all the foolery that was going on there, but he took a liking to them. They took a liking to him. He was the only one really willing to cover it, and he built a strong relationship with these guys. So Top 5 hit him up, and then he put out a clip I'm going to play you guys right now where Top 5 explained to him the extent of his injuries.
Tell 5 to do a live, and no, he's chilling. Like when he was talking to me, he just kept coughing a lot. Cause I guess it hurts to talk because like they cut, like it's like a big ass cut from here to here. Apparently it's like 17 inches or whatever the case is. So like, you know, he said somebody ran up on it, but he could talk. And they cut all the way here, right? And I think he might have another cut, but like his face was like kind of laid down on the pillow. You know, he said he could drink water. That's good. He could drink water.
So this is insane. Like they did that guy like they were trying to slaughter a lamb or a sheep for Eid or something like that. Like, yo, wasn't Eid like, I don't know, like a month or two ago? They really did him like that, which is wild that he was able to survive. That's kind of scary. But moving forward with more information on how this came about, Akademiks confirms, just like that original page confirmed, that the video that I played you guys where I was like, I don't really know if this is the situation, it confirmed by all three of these sources now, including Top 5, that that was not the stabbing. I don't think they got it on video of when he got ran up on. So I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
Rumors and like fake stuff about it. That video is not real. So that video that they're saying is Top 5, like that's not Top 5. He told me, he said he was at this after party spot. You know, he felt like people followed him, and he was taking a picture with a fan while he was going into the club. Because I asked him where his homies was at, and he's like, "Yo, I was with 20 people. I get to the spot. I get there earlier than them. I'm walking in the spot. I think they're already there. So really, I'm alone." And then, you know, he goes to take a picture with someone, and you know, somebody kind of ran up on him. You know, but
so it's really odd seeing how this happened, because Akademiks lets everybody know, like, hey, this guy was rolling deep. He was rolling with 10, 15, 20 people, and there was just this one moment where he was with a fan and maybe his people went inside or his people were still outside, and that's the moment where they go and get him, which probably lends to the theory that this guy was getting followed for a long time. Like, there's no way that they just catch you at that one moment. And also, the question that comes to my mind is, how the hell is Top 5 affording to move with all these people? Like, does anybody ever ask that question? There's no way Drake is just handing stipends to everybody that messes with him for them to live the lifestyle that he lives. That is a lot of money, and Drake is making a ton of money, but Top 5 makes no money from music. We don't really see Top 5 promoting any scams necessarily, not publicly. We just know that he's a public figure, and not only Top 5, because if it was just Top 5 rolling around, we can understand it, but if Top 5 is rolling around internationally with even 5 people, 5, 10, 15 people, that is very, very expensive. So we need somebody to pocket watch Top 5, explain to me how the hell he can afford this. And if it's all just Drake, then hell, no wonder why he's so loyal to Drake and he's willing to do any and everything for him. not limited to pulling up to Kendrick Lamar. And then we get a little bit of a scary confirmation from Akademiks, which, hey, would some people call this telling? I don't know. Would some people call it telling from Top 5 because Top 5 told Akademiks? I don't think so. But I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
I'm going to just throw the allegedly on there because I know everybody like running with the false things. This got nothing to do with the UK. Like, respectfully, it did happen in the UK. It has nothing to do with the UK. It's a good meme. That's what I'm saying. Online will create a whole story, and it's completely wrong. It has nothing to do with him saying earlier in the day, there's no, like, killers out. That has nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. There's some whole other shit. It's just not that. So, I know people want to believe it's like, yo, the UK slid. No, respectfully, he was there from days. Like, there was nothing.
So here, Akademiks lets it be known. He's like, oh, this isn't a UK thing. And I said this in my last video. I was like, man, for the comments that Top 5 made about the UK, I don't really see UK as like unreasonable to the extent that they're going to try to end your life over that. They might press him over it. They might jump him. They might snatch his chain. But run down on him and try to slaughter him like an animal, I don't see that. And that lends itself to this information that we've gotten here. So if it's not from the UK and it's not people and it's not a beef that he had in the UK, then who could it possibly be? It's either America or Canada. And the people that he's got beef with from America are from the West Coast. Hit J3, Kendrick's people, and just the West Coast in general. I think he's still got beef with Whack 100, but Whack 100 doesn't seem to take him very seriously. And most of these West Coast guys are not going to the UK. However, Kendrick Lamar's Grand National Tour is coming to London very, very soon. So, was it one of them? Absolutely not. I don't think Kendrick is stupid enough to... I think Kendrick is one of those people, if someone on his side was like, yo, we could run down on this guy, I think he would tell them, yo, chill, what the hell are you doing? Are you an idiot? That's how much of a brain that Kendrick Lamar has on him, which you don't have to have much of a brain to come to that conclusion. So that just leaves Canada or Toronto, where he's got a ton of beef. One of those beefs being with BFR, Blue Feather Records. If you look at old Pressa songs from 2015, the way that I discovered Pressa was on a Murda Beats tape, and he had this song called Novocaine. I was like, yo, what is this voice? This is really dope. And I didn't know that that was the guy's real voice. But at the time, he had a bunch of songs releasing on Blue Feather Records. And I was like, what is this? It seems to be their crew, independent label, whatever business that they've got going on, whether it's above board or in the underworld. But Pressa and Top 5, these guys were really cool. Pressa's crew, they call themselves the Wassas, and Top 5, the GGGs. So they were tight. There's many, many different clips that you can find of them showing love to each other. They're on AK Discord streams. They're kicking it. They're laughing at other people that have gotten harmed or shot or killed or any of the above. And then suddenly they got into a beef this year. Like the first time I saw it posted was by Akademiks' page on May 25th. And Pressa accused Top 5 of being a rat. And in this post, he says, Top 5 rat emoji. These guys get robbed in my city for all their jewelry and they pay blogs to delete it. Double L. Ye did it first, so I had to get my bro D-Money Levels a Maybach for his birthday. And then Top 5 says, never got robbed in my life, but tell the world how your chick robbed you for your AP and BFR chain. Tell me I'm lying. And then he says, you never hopped in the V for any of your dead homies. All you want to do is sing Canada Goose. Matter of fact, you never even went to Houdini's funeral. Houdini was really, we could say like a legendary Toronto rapper. He was a really talented Toronto rapper that was about to blow up, and then he just got killed. That's what happens to a lot of these guys. In the 2010s, I would say, when Toronto actually had a chance of really breaking out into a U.S. market, I would say. And then, he posts another clip, President Choice, Big Nose, Pressa Armani. So these guys start going back and forth, and it's believed to be behind XO and OVO's beef. So if you guys recall, several months ago, or maybe it was sometime last year, the house of Cash XO in LA gets shot at. There, a shooting happens there. And it was a big news story because this is a really safe neighborhood in LA that this happened. Drake's house also got Drake's security guard. It got shot outside. Somebody tried to get inside Drake's crib. And we don't know the extent of that one, but there's tension between XO and OVO. Pressa is very, very tight with XO. They're always riding together. Him, his brother Bundog, who is anonymous. That guy's always got a ski mask on, and he's had it on for a very, very long time. And Top 5 is really, really rocking with Drake. He's really loyal to Drake. So it seemed like behind the scenes, Top 5 was coming at Pressa because he came at them first publicly, BFR and Pressa. So people are thinking like, yo, this beef is with them because these guys, some of the guys from the Wasses that are affiliated with Pressa, they were in Toronto. They were in London at Wireless at the same time as Top 5. And keep in mind, these guys, they're like, people want to make fun of Pressa and all that. These guys are running it coast to coast. Like, I don't know how these guys haven't gotten arrested for the stuff that they have done yet. And this is just the stuff that I've heard of that's not even public information. Like, public information is the shoot when Kodak Black got shot in Hollywood, in California, not Hollywood, Florida. That was them. That was the beef that they had back and forth with each other. And that's public information. So there's a lot of private information, stuff that hasn't bubbled to the surface that I'm like, yo, these guys are they're moving mad in the US. So it actually wouldn't be out of the norm for them to do something in the UK because, they run down on the guy in the UK, they fly out the next day, and nothing happens to them, nothing the wiser. And Akademiks goes on to say, because people ask him, they're like, yo, does Top 5 know who did this to him? I'm going to play you guys this clip.
Let the man, I don't know if you know, but he just know what it's not. He know what it's not, okay? It's not some random UK guys that attacked him because he said there was no killing. Nah, it's not that. He was getting a lot of love in the UK.
So you could tell Akademiks is really stressed out in this situation because Ak is really cool with Pressa and he's really cool with Top 5. So now he finds himself in this gang drama once again. And this is one of those things where Akademiks likes to talk about Adam 22 and getting involved with this gang stuff, but this is at least the second time we've seen Ak get involved with it, or the third time really. And now he's not the same because he's not hanging out with these guys every day. They're not pulling up to his studio every day. But let's just take a look at it. Ak was cool with 6ix9ine and Shotty. 6ix9ine and Shotty have a huge falling out. Now, granted, Shotty was 6ix9ine's manager, so he met them together. That's one like gang thing. Then you've got NBA Youngboy and Lil Durk. Ak was cool with both of them. That's two sides of a beef where they both ended up getting federal charges. And we may never see Durk again. And now you've got this situation. Maybe there's another situation that I don't know of. But yeah, then you've got this situation where you've got Pressa and Top 5. And now he's in the middle and like someone's getting stabbed. Like actual violence is happening. And you're in the middle of it. And not in the middle of it like he's egging anything on. But you have to hold the emotional weight of knowing that these people are getting into it. They're getting physically harmed. And you can't really say too much. And you got to wonder, like, yo, how close am I to this where I could be not implicated, but, potentially questioned about things like this? Because, yo, these are international hits that are happening. It's insane. Like, these guys are really, and this just goes to show, these guys left Toronto, they left their hood. It's not that, oh no, they leave the hood and then they get better. They take the hood with them. They're taking the hood on a world tour. They were running down on people in the U.S., beefing and shooting it out with rappers in the U.S. They were shooting it out in Toronto, and now they're stabbing it out in Canada or in the U.K., allegedly. The funny thing is, Akademiks talks about like, yo, allegedly this happened. What do you mean? Like, allegedly the person that you were talking to told you a story? How does that add up? I don't think you can even use an allegedly in that situation. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. This is a little bit spooky. I don't believe that it was a situation from the UK. Like, I even had like a gut feeling. I was like, nah, there's no way. But I didn't think about the beef angle that he had from Toronto. But that's the thing with Top 5. It could be anybody because he's got beef with so many people and he's so quick to pick up a beef with somebody else. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one.